We are live according to Facebook. Mish, Burgess, how are ya?
I'm very well, very, very well, living my best life.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my
I know.
God, it's so good to see you. So, ladies and gents, this wonderful lady Mish has agreed to come on and, of course, share her story. A lot of you will know who she is. You'll have seen what she's achieved. She has been the inspiration to so many people. So many people. And I hear that in the back end, the front end, every end. Okay. So I cannot literally give this woman a bigger introduction than she deserves, because you're such a breath of fresh air and honesty. Anyway, Mish, look, why don't we start at the start? First of all, let us know what you were struggling with and how it was affecting your life before we met.
This time last year, I was talking to somebody about it today, because I was talking to a friend today, and I said I was coming on here to do this, and they actually said what you say all the time, which is sweat on your shirt, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but I wouldn't have found the right path if I hadn't met Alex, so he's got to have some kudos as well. But and I said to my friend today, I said somebody I've just met, like, and this, said you wouldn't have recognized me a year ago. You would not have recognized me. I basically had decided this time last year, I was in tears on the phone to you when I spoke to you on the phone. I felt fat, I felt ugly, I felt middle-aged, I felt old. I thought that this was it. I was like, I've just resigned myself to the fact that I'm just fat, and I'm always going to be fat, and I've got arthritis, and I'm always going to be in pain. And basically, I turned around and I said to my friend today, a year ago, as far as I was concerned, I was just on a sort of slippery slope waiting to die. That's kind of where my life felt like it was at, which is really blooming depressing, isn't it? And I'm not a depressed person.
That's one thing is for sure and certain. You certainly are not. And look, I mean, when you were in that place, I mean, what was the lowest point?
It was just, I mean, I've always said to you, everybody goes, "Oh, Mish, you're so confident and you're so outgoing." And yes, I'm a blinking good actress when it comes to that. I mean, I did the burlesque performing, and that was amazing, and it gave me this kind of this ability to put a front on, and that was my life every day, was putting a front on. It's that all my friends who say, it'll be right, will be on your gravestone, Mish, it'll be right, because I was always, oh, it'll be right, and I used to get up on stage and do stuff like that, but I hated myself. I wasn't happy. I felt I wasn't who I wanted to be, and my self-talk to myself was never nice. It wasn't good. I used to beat myself up on a regular basis. It was a bit like that Da Vinci Code, where the bloke's like self-flagellating with like a cat and mouse tail. It was kind of like that, but with your own thoughts, I had lost 3 stone before I met you. You know this. I went from 16 stone to 13 stone over a 3-year period, but then I just stuck. I got so stuck, and I wasn't happy, and I thought, this is it. This is what menopause is. You're supposed to put middle-age spread on. This is obviously what I'm going to be like. I was trying to exercise, but my joints were hurting. And then I was exercising, but I wasn't changing shape. I had much better cardio fitness than I probably had, but I was still that size 16, still just stuck at size 16, and constantly having to put this brave face on to say, oh, I'm fine.
What situations? When did you do that? When did you put on that brave face?
God, work, on stage, with friends, with my family, with everybody, really. Just constantly. Every day was like, get up and put that kind of like happy Mish face on. And it's exhausting, man. It is exhausting when you actually don't like yourself very much and you have to pretend like you do. It's tiring, very tiring. So yeah, so I was very, very stuck. Very, very stuck. Was basically at the stage where I thought, you know what, I might as well just give up exercise because I'm not changing, I'm not getting any better, I'm not getting any slimmer, I'm not getting any fitter, I'm obviously not doing it right, it's obviously just not for me. I was always the deep fielder at school. I think I said that to you before. Deep field. I was never sporty, you know. And I just thought, this isn't working. And I like food. I've always liked food. I love all the food,
What were your main vices then? What were the things that you literally struggled with before we met?
Pizzas, kebabs, takeout, lazy food. I mean, I like cooking. I always like cooking, so I would cook food, but my portion sizes were huge. You know, I wouldn't eat one jacket potato. I'd eat 2 jacket potatoes. I wouldn't have a small piece of bit of pasta. I would have like a huge bit of pasta, because I like food and I like to be full, and I do not do hungry, Alex. I do not do hungry. Me and hungry, we're not friends. Oh no, I get hangry, very, very hangry. Nobody wants a hungry Mish.
Mish, what did you try? Obviously, you hit that sticking point of 13 stone. What had you tried that stopped working or no longer worked or didn't work?
So I mean, I tried exercise and Slimming World, which was probably the 2 healthier options of the things that I tried. But I'd also been doing intermittent fasting for 4 months before I encountered you on Facebook. That didn't work. That's a crock of poop, and that just makes you hungry and miserable for like 16 hours a day. Like, that's honestly awful. Oh god, I had patches for a while, you know, like stick it on your skin and you magically the weight falls off. I drank vinegar. Oh god, I mean, just all the fads, I think the only thing I never did was cabbage thing, you know. There's a cabbage thing, yeah. No, I'd been researching into that. Oh God, what's the one where you eat Atkins? Is it where you eat all the meat? But I mean, I was veggie for quite a few years, and I don't eat a lot of meat, so that was never going to work. Just Slim Fast. I did that for a while. That's bloody awful. I don't like milk, and I don't like milkshakes, but I did Slim Fast anyway because I thought that might work. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
But look, Mish, again, as you said at the start of the call, you know, it's your sweat on your shirt. It's not mine.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Oh, my computer's
by
done
the way,
something weird.
Speaking of shirts, I can't stop staring at that one. That is the best shirt I think I've ever seen on a Facebook Live.
And can I just say, it's a crop because, like, I don't mind getting my belly out now, so it's a crop top.
Oh my God. You see that midsection, guys? Look at that midsection. I'm jealous. I haven't got that top on now.
I'm 46 and I go around with my belly out. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you look so athletic, Mish. So athletic. Oh. Anyway, we'll get into all the wins that you've achieved in a second. I'm getting carried away. But what made you feel we could help you?
At first, I didn't think you could help me at all. You know this. I went onto the HCPC website and Googled you to see if you really were a dietitian or if you were just some scammer. So I went and checked out your actual health professional registration. I thought that everybody on your testimonials was probably an actor. I thought that that the before and after photos were all photoshopped. I thought when you first messaged me that you were a bot, like one of these electronic bots. So basically, I thought it was all a crock of, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't think, I thought it was all a con. I thought it was all a con because I paid money for the internet fasting to some fly-by-night on Facebook. So I honestly thought you were another one of those. But then, like I say, when I checked out the HPC's, you know, that registration thing, I was like, okay, he really is a health professional. You kind of get struck off for lying. So maybe there's something in it. Maybe I should kind of look into it a bit more. So then I booked, and then I actually got talking to you, and I was answering all your questions really weirdly because I was like, if it's a bot, I'll know. If I don't just give you a straight answer. And then I was like, oh, it's not a bot, it's a human, yay. And then I had the call with you and I liked you. And even though you did make me cry.
And I loved you, Mish, because you swore, and I love that about you.
I'm keeping it clean. I'm keeping it clean right now. It's hard. It's hard, man.
Closely, guys, we're vetting her closely. Oh, Mish, joy. Anyway, speaking of joy, let's have a big wave and hello to everyone who's tuning in and saying hello. We've got Louise Syburn here. I did that also. Samantha Smith. Love that top. Andrea McFarlane. Andrea McFarlane is, well, there's me swearing now, pissing herself. Jane Watson, hello. How are you?
I'll shimmy my just strong.
Lara, how are you? Okay, question from Lara. I love this. To get to where you are, you look great. Look that great. For me, would it be a miracle? Did you go elite in the end? Lara's asking.
I did. To be honest with you, though, I stayed on with elite more for my boy than for myself. I think it was kind of a twofold thing, because I mean I did my sustainable change in lockdown #1, because we're on lockdown #3 now, aren't we? So I did it in lockdown #1. So there was no temptations, there was nothing. So it kind of got to the end of it and I was a little bit scared of going it alone, because obviously I came to the end of my sustainable change just as we were coming out of lockdown and cafes were reopening and Costa Coffee was reopening, and I was kind of like, I don't think my brain's quite there yet to deal with all this extra temptation. And my son had just started to like really kind of start to ask me, what have you been doing? Like, what's happening? Why is this? What's going on? And I wanted to understand. I wanted to learn more about nutrition and exercise so that I could then help him. And you should see him. He's looking awesome. Honest to God, I mean, the boy's nearly 6 foot. He's 5. He's only 15. He's nearly 6 foot now. But he's really like slimmed down. He's got a proper like little man figure going on. He's like lost his little podgy belly and everything. He's looking ripped. He's gonna have a problem with girls at some point in the near future. Yeah, he's gonna be beating him off with a shitty stick, I think. I don't know. He's looking great, and he's just making better choices, because that's all it is, isn't it? It's just better choices. I mean, he still has a McDonald's. He messaged me not so long since and he's like, Mum, can I have a bag of Haribos, do you think? And I'm like, babe, if you want a bag of Haribos, eat a blinking bag of Haribos. Don't beat yourself up over it. I said, just get your dumbbells out and do a bit of extra weights or something later. And he was like, oh yeah, I can do that, can't I? So he's got himself dumbbells and stuff now, so
that's
yeah.
Unbelievable, Mish. The fact that obviously it's not just you, the fact that that's spilled over onto him. And this is it, like, it's not just about the person at the end. It's about everybody else, everyone you touch, your colleagues, your family. It spills over. Like, you don't keep that positivity of those results to yourself, do you? You obviously
The amount of people, though, that think I don't eat. They're like, you're constantly starving. I'm like, I eat 4 meals a day, guys. 4 meals a day. Or sometimes 3 meals a day and 2 snacks. So that's like 5 meals a day. I eat at least 4 times a day. They're like, no way. I'm like, I could not have done this if there was no food involved.
Oh, look, who could? Yeah, duct tape over the mouth. That's their method. That's the secret, guys. That's what we do.
Yeah, no. Bring me the food, all the food.
I hear you, and I'm looking forward to my own dinners very soon after this. But Mish, let's talk about your results. What have you achieved to date? How much have you lost when we first met you?
I am 3 stone lighter than I was this time last year.
Unbelievable.
And I am now in a size 8 or a small instead of a size 16/extra large. I still can't get my head around the fact that I go into changing rooms and size 10s are a little bit on the baggy side. It's very surreal. Very, very, very surreal. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm kind of having to retrain myself to not just go to, like, you know, when you're in the sale rack, because I'm a tight, you know, so I go in the sale rack all the time, and I sort of go automatically to the 14, 16s, and then I have to like sort of stop myself and go, No, and I have to go right down to the far end, you know, like that far end. And they have really good stuff in there because there's not that many people. Like, I could never get anything in the sales before because, like, most people are a 14, 16. That's like the 16's, I think, the average size for a woman in the UK. Never any good stuff. Now, there's loads of good stuff in the, like, size 8s. It's fantastic. You can get some right good bargains if the shops were open.
100%. What would you have said to me if I said to you that you would have the luxury of being able to run down the size 8, size 10 dress sizes? I mean, what would you say to me if I said, you know what, Mish? What if you're wrong? What if this isn't your lot? What if you can achieve more? What if that vision, that pipe dream isn't just, well, a fantasy?
I'd have probably wanted to section you for being deluded. I mean, God, when I first started and, like, I was like, if I could just lose a stone, that would be amazing. And you were like, no, you'll lose at least 2. And I was like, don't be silly. Don't be silly. And now I've lost 3. So, you know, there you go.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And again, I want to show more love to everybody else who's coming here. John Jefferson is smaller than me, and I'm now giving her my clothes.
That's my best friend. She's giving me all her clothes. I used to give her all my clothes when I got too fat for them, and now she's having to give me them all back. She's giving me this dress. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't send you a picture in this dress, but she gave me this dress from Boohoo, right? Which is absolutely gorgeous. It's really big and slinky. It's actually a 10, but it's like this red slinky. It's inside out, but oh, it's gorgeous. I just wear it around the house.
High heels on.
Oh yeah, thigh boots. My thigh boots are back out, and my slinky red dress. Yeah, I need lockdown to lift. I need to take this thing out and give it some action around the town.
Oh, absolutely. Mish, you are a bundle of confidence. And let's wind it back to some of the people who, well, are now where you were and have self-doubt and are struggling, whether it be a slip along the way or whether it be they're just not believing that they can be, well, in the position that you're in now, and they have self-doubt. What would you say to them?
I would say do the reading. Do the videos. That the behavior change thing, it's like any fool can put together a diet and exercise plan, and you're not a fool. It's all the other stuff. It's the inner circle, it's the reading, it's the behavior change. That is what makes the difference. And you know, I have fallen off the wagon. Like, people say, oh, well, you must have stuck to it 100%. You must have done all the exercises all the time. You've never missed an exercise. You know, you must have been perfect. I am a perfectionist and I strive for perfection, but I don't achieve it. I have fallen off the wagon multiple times, but the difference is when I used to fall off whatever wagon I happened to be on at the time, whether it was an intermittent fasting wagon or a slim fast wagon or whatever wagon it was, I used to fall off the wagon and then used to push the wagon into the woods and set fire to it and toast marshmallows on it. You know, that was so one bad meal would become one bad day, which would then become a guilt-fueled circle of, well, I'm rubbish, I'm hopeless, I can't do this, I'm not worth it, I'll never be slim, I can't do anything, I am hopeless, so I might as well have another waffle, or I might as well order a pizza. And so this one little slip would become like a whole week, month, 6 months of self-flagellation with the whip, you know. Whereas now I mess up. I still mess up, man. I mean, I had a waffle the other night, Alex. I did. I was bored. My kids had all gone out. And I was like, I can totally order in from Casper's and nobody's going to know, because in my head, I'm still a secret eater. You know, the thing, if nobody sees you eat it, it didn't happen. So I still have some like behavior stuff that I'm still working through. But the difference is I do it and I enjoy it. And then I go, oh, well, never mind. And then I just get straight back on it and I don't beat myself up. And I go out and do, like yesterday, I went out and did 17,000 steps. I walked for 3 hours last night just because I was like, do you know what? My food at the weekend on Sunday night was a little bit ropey, so I'll go out and do an extra walk. It's no biggie. And there's no guilt anymore. guilt anymore. There's no, you know, I'm a human being and we're not perfect and we're not supposed to be. And wouldn't it be bloody boring if we were? Sorry, wouldn't it be blinking boring if we were perfect?
And Mish, that's what makes you you. The fact that you can just be so honest and say you have a slip. Because I don't want 100% perfection, because it's not sustainable.
It's not.
It's not sustainable. I had a client buy me a bottle of bourbon the other day, and she's like, I can't believe you drink. Damn right I drink, and I'll enjoy a bourbon, so I will. And I'll also enjoy a Thai takeaway once a week. And I want you, and well, you already are, you've got that balance. You know, because otherwise, what is the point? Life is for living. You have to have balance. We have to break down those behaviors. The psychological aspect of this is 90% of it, as I'm sure you're well aware. And look, Mish, you come across so incredibly well because you're so authentic. You're so unapologetically authentic.
And me, take me or leave me. That's kind of how it goes.
I love you for it, Mish. And look, obviously, there's loads of people who have tuned in tonight because everything that you've done, you've inspired. I've had messages from countless people who said they've signed up specifically after listening to you and your story. And
I can't believe the amount of people that have said that to me. Like every so often, I still obviously go in and post and stuff in the inner circle. And the amount of people that'll be like, I saw your video and that's how come I signed up. And I'm like, Min, which is one of the reasons I said to you, I said like, I'll do it again, because like if just one person watches this and thinks I'll go for it, then yeah, because why not? Look, still got a bicep.
Look at the cannons. Look at the cannons. Love it. Oh, and look, Mish, my mum knows who you are, by the way, because I've spoken about this times. You haven't told that before, but she does know who you are, because you've not just been a joy to work with, but you have inspired so many people, and you've made a real difference, Mish. Made such a difference. And I know this is probably embarrassing if you don't like taking compliments, but you really
no.
you really
I'm as crap at it as you are.
I'll take that one on the chin, to be fair. I'll take that one on the chin. Well, look, Mish, before we go, any last words to anyone who you feel is a little scared, is a little nervous? Most importantly, well, right now, we don't have people doubting what we do. They doubt themselves. This is the biggest obstacle we're facing. It's self-doubt. People doubting that they're not going to be the one who does it. They're not going to be the one who loses the weight. What would you say to instill confidence in someone who right now is where you were a year ago?
I would say kind of, it's like what you say, what if they say, what if it doesn't work, but what if it does, do you know? And I was that person that was like, I've tried, you know, everybody says intermittent fasting is great, it didn't work for me. Everybody says exercise great, it didn't work for me. Everybody says slimming well's great, you know, all these things. I was the biggest doubter. And I was just kind of like, well, if I lose half a stone, you know, it'll be nice, won't it? And that was who I was. I didn't believe it. So it doesn't matter if you don't believe it, do it anyway. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it, just try it, because what the heck have you got to lose? And that's the thing, isn't it? That's the crux of it. Like I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I didn't believe any of it was going to work. I hoped it would, but I didn't believe it would. So I did it anyway. So that's what I would say. If you don't believe it could work, do it anyway, because you never know, it blooming well might.
Oh, I could speak to you forever, Mish. You're just an incredible human being. You're an incredible human being. You're a friend. And I swear to God, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done and the amount of people that you have helped just by being you. And
the correct one.
It's really stuffy in here right now. The heating must be on.
I had to take my big fleece off because I've shut the door because the dogs don't come in and start going crazy. And I had my giant fleece on. And I was like, I've got to take it off because I was like mafted. But yeah.
Oh, you're more than just strong, Mish. You're incredible. And thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story. You're going to keep achieving. You will always be a part of the TSD team. And thank you in a massive wave and a huge goodbye. Speak to you very soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. everyone.